Hey, good morning. Jason here. Back with another YouTube video, hopefully to make your life a little simpler if you're on the program or if you're just checking the website out and you're deciding to follow along at home. A client of mine asked me to expand on the thoughts of meal prep a little bit. Perhaps give you some tips and pointers to make your meal preps a little bit easier. One of the biggest problems that most people face when they're very first starting to really look closely at their macronutrient numbers is trying to figure out how to hit those macros. And in all honesty, that's the magic button. That's the piece of the puzzle that is going to determine whether you have awesome, fantastic results or not a whole lot happens, is your ability to hit those macronutrient numbers day in and day out. And it can be really, really annoying. Especially if you don't prepare yourself, and you're going to have to prepare yourself to eat your lunch and eat your dinner, especially when you're at work, or if you travel for business or you're often on the road. If you don't pack your lunch, things are going to get difficult quickly, especially when it comes time to eat out and you're trying to find something that hits your macros really closely. And in all honesty, there's not a whole lot of really good choices out there if you're talking about eating lunch out on a regular basis. Some of the big chains have got nutritional numbers online, but oftentimes they're just a guess, and the only way to really know what you're putting inside your body is to make it in your kitchen, take it yourself. So that's the biggest thing. You don't want to be antisocial. You don't want to be turning down going out to eat constantly or anything like that. But save those for special occasions. Save those for Friday night, Saturday night, things along those lines. If you have the ability to make your own food and eat your own food, that's what you want to do. So a little bit about meal prep and how to go about it. In order to make things simple, I would highly recommend, especially if you're working 5 days per week on a normal schedule, and you're working out on Monday and Wednesday and Friday, and you have Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday are your off days from working out. I would highly suggest the following. Come up with a very doable, very livable workout day lunch, rest day lunch, and a weekend lunch. So create 3 lunches and make sure they're really good foods. Make sure it's stuff that you love. Training day lunches tend to be somewhere between 50 and 70 grams of protein, depending on the individual. A few carbs, somewhere between 25 and 50, assuming, of course, that you're working out after your lunch and before your dinner, and they tend to be lower in fat. The training days just tend to be lower in fat because you need more of those carbs, so that's what we're going to go for on the training days. This can be as simple as 8 ounces of lunch meat and a couple pieces of bread, or 8 ounces of chicken breast, marinated perhaps, and an apple or a banana, something along those lines. But whatever it is, come up with something that can fit your preferences, and that's going to be your Monday, Wednesday, and Friday lunch. And eat it consistently on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Your Tuesday, Thursday, your rest day lunch. If you want to go easy and simple, oftentimes this lunch ends up being around the same as far as protein goes, with 0 carbs and a little bit of fat thrown in. This can be as simple as 8 to 12 ounces of chicken or turkey or whatever the case may be as far as the meat that you choose. And then you need some fat, so an avocado or 2, that's a great choice. A few handfuls of nuts, a few slices of cheese. You want to throw some mayonnaise on there, do something like that, and some creamy dressing, ranch dressing, something along those lines. It works really well for this meal. One of my favorites, I personally did this for about 2 years, is a couple cans of tuna, a couple tablespoons of mayonnaise, and a few slices of American cheese with a couple pickles on the side. You obviously have to all enjoy those foods, but come up with something that hits those numbers dead on, and then now you have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday lunch. It's varied. It's foods that you like. It's foods that you can live with. And you'll have a little bit of variety there as well. And then on Saturday or Sunday, same thing, same idea. Usually, because on Saturday and Sunday lunches, you end up being home a lot more often, you can come up with something that's a little bit more fun, something that you can prepare. Some bacon and eggs, or ham and eggs, or make an omelet, a cheese and cheese and sausage omelet or something along those lines. So now you've got three different lunch choices. You've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. You have rest day meals as well. So you've got some great options there, and when you do this, when you come up with those meals and you eat them relatively consistently, then what you've done is you've created a scenario where you only have to come up with one meal. You just have to come up with dinner. There are some rest of those meals are already accounted for, they're already taken care of. So you just make sure that your dinner hits your macros and you're good to go. Some tips as far as this goes. Take Sunday, for instance. Sunday is usually a lazier day. You're hanging out with the family. Oftentimes you're at home watching football or whatever the case may be, playing with the kiddies if you've got them. Take an hour or so in the afternoon and do your meal prep. Make your lunches for Monday through Friday. Put them into Tupperware. Put them into baggies. Do whatever it is you got to do, so you don't have to make one every single night. This is especially helpful if you're trying to save a little bit of money. Lunch meat can tend to get really expensive, especially if you're eating the boar's head stuff that's like often $10, $11, $12 a pound. I shop at Kroger, and they have the private selection is the Kroger brand. Even that is $6, $7, $8 a pound sometimes. So a change I made kind of to help out the pocketbook, and feel free to use it if you want to. Oftentimes you can find regular old chicken breast for $3 or less a pound. Often, I believe it's the Tyson brand, is on sale for like $1.90 a pound or something like that. So take out your scale. If you get 8 ounces of chicken or 8 ounces of lean lunch meat, chicken and lean lunch meat are kind of interchangeable there as far as their nutritional information. So you weigh it out, you cut it up, you season it up, and you have your 5 little portions for Monday through Friday. And then you take 3 of them for the Monday and Wednesday and Friday meals, and you put them on bread, and you got your apple right there, and you just grab it and throw it in a brown paper baggie, and you're good on those 3 days. Tuesday and Thursday, throw a couple slices of cheese, throw some mayonnaise on it if you want to, or a handful of mixed nuts, or whatever the case may be. But it's just a way to take the guesswork out of it. If every single day you end up having to create your lunch for the next day, sometimes by the time everything is all said and done, and you've made dinner, and you prepared for the work week, and you got the kids to bed, and you look at the clock and it's 9 p.m. and you just don't feel like it. Life happens, and you'd rather just go to bed and you just say, forget it, whatever, I'll just get Subway or whatnot tomorrow. Now, is there anything wrong with that every once in a while? No. But habits are easy to build, and they're also really easy to break. And if you do that habit once, and hey, that was kind of nice, I got to eat Subway the next day, and pretty soon you get into that habit of always searching for fast food, and chances are you're not going to be as successful as if you simply prepared for it and you took care of business in that regard. Let's see. As far as dinners go, go buy a little dry erase board and put it on your refrigerator and decide what you're going to eat for dinner. And grocery shop once on the weekend and make sure you have all of those things. It's just a whole lot easier if you take all of the decision making out of it. As human beings, when we're left to our own decisions and our own choices, oftentimes we make bad ones. That's not to say you shouldn't be eating good food. You should be eating good food. Foods that are delicious, they fill you up. Make sure you find good, whole, oftentimes if the pocketbook allows, organic foods that are going to do well for you as far as this diet goes, and really as far as a lifetime goes. Your food should taste good first and foremost. But at the same time, if you wait until you're absolutely starving and ravenous and you're about to sit down to dinner and then you go, okay, what am I going to eat? Odds of you hitting those macro numbers are, they decrease exponentially. So it's the planning and the preparation that really oftentimes will start to speed up progress and will help things out. And really it'll just simplify things that'll make your life easier. After you make a dinner and you sit down and you eat it with your wife or husband or kids or whatever the case may be, decide if you would eat it again. And if it tasted really good and you would eat it again, then save that meal. keep it. Go purchase a big stack of Post-it notes, and every time you make a meal, especially, oh, this is an after training meal. Okay, great. Yeah, that one was awesome. Put it right up there on the refrigerator, and then use it again next week or in a couple weeks or whenever you feel like eating it again. There's lots of different apps that you can use out there as well, as far as tracking your macronutrients goes. I think MyFitnessPal is a really popular app, and you only have to create a meal once, and you can plug it in, and then you can save it. I personally like a little bit of variation in mine, so I'll tinker with some things. I'll go, a little more of this, a little less of that, or I'll supplement at times with some other foods. So my meals aren't necessarily as standard as some people are. But if that's you, if you want to find what works and guarantee that you're going to make progress 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, then go for it. But this diet and this program is not difficult as far as you don't get to eat much food. It's not difficult, as far as the workouts are grueling. It's not difficult as far as you feel deprived or you have a lack of energy. In fact, it's just the opposite. You should, after your body gets used to it, after a few weeks pass, you should feel vibrant and energized and should really start to feel great, in all honesty. But it does require a little bit of attention to detail. And it's that attention to detail that separates the people who have absolutely mind-blowing results to the people who just have good results or average results. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that helped you. Go check out the blog. There's a lot of new bells and whistles on it. www.anymanfitness.com. And if you have any other questions or concerns or things that you would like me to address, by all means, let me know. Shoot me an email or put it in the comments section of the blog, or just make sure you get in contact with me. My goal here is to support and help everybody through their journeys. So best of luck, happy IFing, and have a happy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Go Blue.